Well, good morning, great guitar build off folks. It's good morning here anyway. It is Tuesday. It is the sixth week of my great guitar build off build. It's a little bit different for me. It is the first thing in the morning because school is out. So I have trucked myself on down here to the wood shop and I'm going to be able to spend lots of the day working. So that's nice. I got a bunch I want to get done this week because I'm going to be out of town next week. So on my agenda for today, I have two of these guys, which will be the necks. They need to come down to thickness, be rough cut on the bandsaw, and then I'm going to shape them using my template and install the truss rod channels and the truss rods. So that's these two guys, and I've got the two fret boards that are going to match with these two necks. So they also need to come down to the correct thickness now that they've been around for a little bit, so that they can be glued up. So by the time I leave here today, my goal is to have two at least profiled necks with fretboards glued on top of them, curing, so that when I come in here on Thursday, I'm going to be able to radius the headstocks and or radius the fretboards and then thickness the headstocks, and that would be a pretty good week for me to leave on, and then I'll come back and be able to start the hard parts. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, let's talk about like the last 5 hours, because when I showed up today, I was full of hope and enthusiasm and optimism. And now I am about as frustrated as I have ever been working on something I was doing for fun. So let's talk about where we have been today. As you will see, I'm sure, you get a little first person view here. Um, uh, when I put the video up, because I am going to go ahead and show my mistakes in using the router table. I have managed to rip out the end of the seal joint, so that is a whole neck blank that is done. At least I know how I did that. Then I had the template put up on this guy, and that was good. I was going to just do this and be happy and yeah, all that good stuff. And then my $35 router bit decided to just shear off and, yeah, be broken. So that wasn't really very convenient. So not having a router bit small enough to route truss rods and not being able to go to the store and buy one because the local fancy wood place didn't have one. Spent about 5 hours building and testing this cool jig thing. So here's what we got. The neck fits in the jig. Normally there'd be a template on top of this, but I've popped the template off to see if I can get the truss rod to fix. And then you put it down here in between these two guideposts on the router table, which I had to put on there because necks are not straight and stuff. So yeah, that worked pretty okay-ish. The thing that I am deeply distressed about right now, ignore some of the tear out here at the top of the router channel. It doesn't look like that the whole way down, or the truss rod channel. It doesn't look like that the whole way down. This is definitely too large. So I'm just not sure how to deal with that. I'm not sure if this is now scrap, if I can do like a little bit of masking tape tubes here and maybe a little bit down there at the bottom and see how that goes for me. I don't know. And I feel like the only way for me to know if this is going to rattle around and just not be good, and I feel like actually that is the death knell, would be to try it. But I think that this is pretty much two neck blanks that are scrap. So that is really deeply frustrating. What I'm going to end up to do now today is I have the other two pieces of lumber that, well, it's only one piece of lumber, but I have that come over here to my cart full of crap. I have this. So I'm going to go ahead and split this with the bandsaw and thickness it, and I'm going to see what time it is then, and see where we're going to go from there, because, yeah, it has been well, first things first, if you are not a great guitar build-off builder and you have any interest in what we're doing, any of us, not just me, please remember that this is all a charity thing. My particular charity is Hungry for Music. Link is down there. Got a couple extra bucks in your pocket, please, please, please consider supporting either myself or the other builders, because this money really does help people who are less fortunate than those of us who have the time and opportunity to sit around and watch YouTube videos about making guitars. So my temptation is to call what you just witnessed a guitar building calamity, but I still have all of my fingers and all of my blood, and I was able to not fling tools around like a petulant child. So I guess that it does not rate a full-on calamity, but maybe I can go so high as a boondoggle. So I worked for 8 hours today, and I basically have no physical things to show for my work except for that jig and some guitar necks that I think are just going to go ahead and become my test dummies for carving necks when I get back. Um, yeah, today was instructive. That's what I'm telling myself. I've got that jig. I think I understand the jig now. I am not going to purchase another $35 damn router bit only to break it, because that kind of makes me mad. Um, I didn't tear up any fretboards. I didn't entomb any truss rods in wood. Uh, I have some positives that I can take out of all this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I will be back in the shop on Thursday. Trying not to repeat some of the same mistakes that I know I need to think about. I got some more tear out on the shoulder of that neck. That's the second time I've done that in a similar situation. So obviously it's not the tool, it's me. I need to spend some time reflecting on how to not do that in the future, since things tend to have more than one side. So a lot from today. Be two videos this week, I guess. Yeah, there'll be two videos this week because I got plenty of content this time. So yeah, that's where we're gonna wrap it up for this video, and hopefully one on Thursday that will be a little more successful. And while I will not have two necks with radius fretboards and thickness thickness headstocks, hopefully I will at least have two necks with the fretboards glued down, so that they'll be there for me when I get back from this trip. So, at any rate, yeah, that was my fun day. You guys. Have a good rest of your day. Appreciate you watching. Be successful. Talk to you soon. Bye.